And he's back again. That strange octogenarian. Trying to remember where I left off. Yes. After that time at school, after the exhibitions, and the conversations about what I should do next, something else entered my life. A radio. Now it wasn't new. Not even close. It was an old set from the 1930s. And as I remember, it may well have been a Philips. And it didn't work. But that didn't bother me, because by then I'd already set my mind to one way of thinking. Anything which had once worked could probably be made to work again. I've lived my life by that. No one had told me that. It just seemed logical. So I set about it. Now I didn't know what I was doing, but I was curious. And in those days, curiosity carried you a long way. Eventually, I got it working. And that was the moment everything changed. Because suddenly, this wasn't just a box. It was voices, music, signals coming from somewhere else. And I was completely drawn in. I began listening to anything I could find. Stations like Radio Caroline, which felt a bit different, a bit outside the usual rules, because it was illegal at the time, and others like Radio Hilversum, coming in from abroad. Okay, Holland wasn't far, but to me it was a world away, and that was something quite remarkable. Because it meant that this old radio was connecting me to places far beyond where I was. And then before long, I discovered shortwave. And then, wow, radio amateurs, real people talking to each other across distances. And that was it. That was the point when it stopped being curiosity and became something more. Around the same time, I'd made a decision. After speaking to the headmaster, I'd decided that I wouldn't be going to college. Not for anything. Looking back now, that was a decision made with very little information and a certain amount of disappointment. But at that time, it felt definite. And so, instead of education, I moved toward work. And that is where things began to take a different turn. Because from that point on, radios, television, and in general how things worked became more than an interest. They became a direction. See you next time. Bye.